Tough to find a more electrifying player in the game than Fernando Tatis Jr. To talk further about him and the Padres, let's bring in AJ Cassavell, who covers the Padres for MLB.com. AJ, let's start with Tatis. Listen, this guy is a transcendent player. We all know he brought so much sizzle to Major League Baseball this season, and now AJ Preller has made it clear the Padres are looking to sign him long term. I hear that and I say, okay, what's the number going to be? Does it start with a 2 or does it start with a 3? What's the latest here?
Well, I don't want to throw too much water onto the fire that is the latest Tatis extension rumors, but I don't think talks have progressed maybe as far as some people have suggested. That being said, there's obviously a lot of reason for excitement here because both sides here have expressed interest. Fernando Tatis Jr. has said he wants to be in San Diego long term. The Padres have said they want him in San Diego long term. The Padres have already this offseason demonstrated a willingness to spend. They went out and took on the salaries of Blake Snell and Yu Darvish. And so with what they've already done this offseason and the fact that they're clearly able to throw some money at a team that should be pretty good going forward, the Tatis camp has to like that. What I'll say is I just don't know that some of these talks are about an extension are maybe as imminent as has been suggested out there. But, I mean, this is a generational talent on a team that's going in the right direction. And so if something gets done, the Padres have time. And there's still 3 years before where the Mets are right now with Francisco Lindor.
Love seeing Arky Vaughn, by the way, on that graphic. That's when you know you're doing something right all time with shortstops. Listen, Tatis is a guy who is going to be obviously a featured player. And like you said, AJ, whether or not they get the deal done now or whatever, that's obviously going to be a guy who's part of that team. When you look at the rest of this team, Machado and Hosmer, et cetera, what did I miss? When did the Padres become the big spenders in the block? The last time I checked, it's one of the most beautiful cities in America, 70 and sunny. It's a one-town team. But all of a sudden now they're spending like drunken sailors. When did this happen?
Well, it happened really, I think, starting with the Hosmer signing, but it goes back a little bit further than that. In 2016, after AJ Preller's kind of ill-fated 2014-15 offseason, they made a commitment to kind of revamp their entire farm system, traded away some really good pieces, and got guys like Fernando Tatis Jr., like Chris Paddock, spent a lot on the international market. And ownership gave AJ Preller time to build this roster the way he wanted to build it. And now here we are where they've spent money on Hosmer and then eventually on Machado and potentially eventually on Fernando Tatis Jr., and they've made themselves a really appealing destination, not only because of who they have here, but because of the way they play, because of the place that they play, because they've kind of proven that they're a well-run, well-functioning organization. And it doesn't surprise me one bit. It's just the product of a long-term plan that I think started way back in 2016 when they were, frankly, really bad.
Yeah, it's nice to see it start to pay off now, coming to fruition. AJ, appreciate the insight. Hopefully we'll see you at the Gaslamp District for some fish tacos in October.